Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sand Hills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, the brains of the crowd, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Hey, good morning, Moore County. Time once again to take in the fresh air of truth and freedom, found only here at WEEB. Certainly, as you walk down to the end of your driveway to pick up the hazardous material lane there, make sure you take a thick pair of rubber gloves, maybe your little grabby thing that you grab cans off of the top shelf or pine cones out of your front yard. Grab that thing, pick it up, put it in a bag, wrap it, tape it, and deposit it in the trash where it belongs. Nothing there worth seeing. No stories there to read. And then get out and enjoy your day because it's a beautiful morning, perfect weather. Take a walk because outside is where it's healthiest. Get out in that sunlight, burn up some COVID virus and every other virus that comes out as a positive virus test, COVID test, when you use that PRC swab up your nose, because virtually anything that's up there will read as COVID. But if you get out in the sunlight, you can kill most of that. So get out there and enjoy your day.
Don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream. That's up and running right now at talk973.com or talk1041.com or weeb990.com. Top middle of the page is where the link's located. If you just want an audio all by itself, you can get that too. Upper right-hand corner of every page has an icon that says on the air, listen live. Click that once, see you're listening that quick. Also, if you fire up YouTube and put Mornings with the LeaderMan, our stream should pop up there somewhere for the TV part. And for the audio part, you can also do it with the streaming app. Just put WEEB in the search. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area. Well, another nice day. Can't get tired of that, can you? Look for things to be sunny today with high around 79. Then clear tonight, 50 for your low. Thursday, mostly sunny, a little warmer, pushing that 80-degree mark, 79 officially. Then for Thursday night, 61. Friday, may see a little chance of a shower, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm as a front comes through. Otherwise, expect partly cloudy with a high of 78. Then Friday night, the rest of that front pushes out of here, and we'll go for a low of 55. Then Saturday and Sunday look good for the weekend. Sunshine, 74 here on Saturday and Sunday. Right now, winds are west at 2, pressure is 30.01, dew point 46, humidity 77%. It is clear and 55 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All righty, it is 7:38, 38 past the hour. On this Wednesday hump day, John Zumwalt will be in here next hour.
Dave's going to be here.
That's right. Dave Hensley will be here next hour. John was here yesterday. Let's see. Just a couple of quick things. I was watching Mike Pompeo last night talking. Boy, he's lost a lot of weight. You seen him recently?
No.
He's trimmed down big time. But anyway, he was talking about immigration. And he said basically it's simple. We should know who's coming in and out of our country. But of course, as we know, the administration doesn't care. They hold up a big sign pointed toward Mexico. It says, come in, free stuff. And then they turn the sign around, point toward us and said, we're secured here. You know, it kind of blows your mind that this administration is more concerned with what's in the average person's bank account rather than who's coming across our border. To you and me, it doesn't make sense. But to a bureaucrat who's trying his best to have oneness with the world and to make sure this turns into a blue country, Well, we're on the right track for that, aren't we, Colonel?
Well, yeah, not only that, but given all the diseases that these people are bringing in, because, of course, number one, they're not being vaccinated for COVID, which that makes sense to me, because everybody else has to be vaccinated
To work.
being browbeaten on that daily. But you let these people come in, and then all the other diseases, infectious diseases, contagious diseases, the hepatitis, the tuberculosis, what I even see there, leprosy, all kinds of these strange. They're not strange. They're prevalent in various parts of the world, but you're bringing all this stuff in here, and not demanding any kind of vaccinations or quarantines for any of these people. It's just amazing to me. But you want to work, you want to go to the hospital, to your nurse's job or your doctor's job, you have to be vaccinated, even though for the last year and a half, 2 years, you've been over there working your butt off in these places with all these infected COVID patients, supposedly. Everybody's sick with COVID, and everybody being hospitalized has got COVID and all this. You've had unvaccinated workers in there dealing with this every day successfully, and now all of a sudden they have to be vaccinated, even though the preponderance of them have been already been ill with it and have a natural immunity, etc. But you get vaccinated or we're going to fire you. And even me, I keep using the word vaccinated, when in fact it is not a vaccination if you get it, get the 2 shots, and then you get infected with COVID. So whatever this stuff is, it's not a vaccination. You get vaccinated, it's supposed to prevent you from getting the disease or whatever, and it's not doing that.
Well, it's I had something on my mind. Senior moment.
You talk about immigration and stuff and all this. This is just beyond me that even Democrats in Texas and the other border states, New Mexico and Arizona, did I get them all properly? Is that the southern border states? California too, but California is really something beyond a state, or less than a state. But even the Democrats in holding their seats in districts along the border, etc., even they are starting to stand up and say, hey, you have to declare a border emergency here, and start doing something properly on the border. And apparently the Wait in Mexico thing, they're going to start that up again in November. Why wait? Why not do it tomorrow? I don't know. It's just amazing to me. And yet you have Democrats still hard over. Apparently, even given the generous the generous poll numbers for approval that are given to Biden, still hovering in the 30% range, 30, 35, 36, 37%, depending. I have to wonder about the sanity of that 30-something percent. 37% still approve of what Biden's doing. Well, phew, you need an evaluation. Sorry, you're a communist. I don't know what your problem is if you still think this is good news.
Well, they've picked up so far 52 Taliban trying to sneak in.
Yeah, that's right.
And the other thing is they don't tell you where they're going. They come in, I guess they register them, and then they ship them other places. And who's putting up all this money to lease planes out? They can't take a train? But no, we're going to give them first-class treatment right to their...
The military's flying around. That's the other thing you have. You've had several stories here in the last couple of days. All these unaccompanied minors, children, from a variety of ages, from 17 down to fairly newborn babies, that have come across in the hands of others, etc. And they're being flown around secretly. Well, not so secretly because of, did find out. But they're being flown around and delivered somewhere. Nobody knows who they're going to, or who's ultimately ends up in charge of these little kids. And you got to wonder what's going on there. Why are these kids being moved around surreptitiously to other states? Well, they're being reunited with their parents. Well, that's baloney, because you can't verify. The administration has not verified who most of these people really are. So how do you know who the kids are and who belongs to who? They're just handing out these kids to God knows what. It's just, this is abhorrent what these people are doing, what these communists are doing here. It's awful. This is awful.
Well, you get what you voted for, people. Thanks a lot to those that voted for this clown. And I say that not in a nice way.
That's what he is.
Okay. What do I want to do next? All right, we'll lighten it up a little bit for a few minutes. Get that up here, the lighten up thing. Okie dokie. Let's go get us.
Before you go, have you been over the store lately? I mean, I hadn't noticed it here till the last week or so, but the shelves are a little more sparsely loaded in certain departments.
I went to get some V8, and all that was left was the V8 Spicy.
And number one, there's a lot of stuff is not being refilled on the shelves, and then you go to certain things. I was looking for some chicken, and I usually grab that, a couple of bucks for a slice of chicken or whatever. It was $14.
Yeah.
So you know what, people? I mean, I threw it back in the bin. For crying out loud, man, this is within a matter of weeks. The prices are going out of sight.
Mm-hmm. They are, and in the grocery store, beef, you can definitely tell it's way up. Feels like it's double what it used to be. Once in a while, they got a special, and I like popsicles. And the Harris Teeter I go to hasn't had a popsicle in there for 3 weeks. The kind I like, which is the actual brand popsicle, sugar-free. But that's just me. I have to go to other grocery outlets to get their supply. But eventually they'll run out too.
No, it's starting to get a little sparse there in certain areas again.
But you let him start ruining Christmas, people will get a lot more mad than they are now. They're hoping things get worked out, but when they find out it's not, and now it's dribbling into your child's fund, then you'll get mad. Let's hear something good today, shall we?
Good news is good news.
I have good news on good news on good news.
Good news, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to some good news.
That's what I got for y'all today.
Okay, so what's the good news?
And the good news is...
Let's hear it.
All right, a 63-year-old Georgia woman is not only a sophomore at Reinhardt University, but she's also a member of the women's golf team. Let me cut this music off. Drive me nuts. Hush. Here are a few of her teammates talking about it, what it's like to have Debbie Blunt as part of their squad, plus a few words from Debbie.
I was so against it, and I feel so bad saying that, but I really was. Just being able to talk to her and hear her story and just see how incredible she is as a person, that really changed everything.
She's committed to doing the best she can through and through until there's no more holes to play.
Understanding how to mentally get back if something doesn't go well.
Just doing what I want to do, and if that's the case, then awesome.
Which voice was Debbie?
I had no clue what that was all about.
Well, she's on the golf team at the age of 63. That's what it's about.
Okay.
And how do the young ones feel about that? Got a little trailer here from the movie Being the Ricardos. It's an Amazon movie with Nicole Kidman as Lucy and Javier Bardem as Ricky. So they're playing, of course, the parts of Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz.
I am the biggest asset in the portfolio of the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Quiet, please.
The biggest asset in the portfolio of Philip Morris Tobacco Westinghouse.
Roll sound. Let's do our show.
I get paid a fortune to do exactly what I love doing.
They got their money's worth. Pictures up.
I work side by side with my husband, who is genuinely impressed by me. And all I have to do to keep it is kill for 36 weeks in a row.
All right, let's go.
And then do it again the next year. You know, I did this show so Desi and I could be together.
Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the show.
And action.
I had no idea it was going to be a hit.
We'll see if it is. Somebody made a Squid Game alarm clock. Squids, they're kind of taking over the world with the younger generations. If you don't know what squid is, the little bit I know about it is people that need money, and they can make $10,000, I think it is, with the Squid Game, or maybe it's $100,000. I don't know how much you're giving out but all you have to do is complete the course. But the course is pretty deadly, and if you mess up, you get a bullet through the head. One of them, people walking across the floor with the red light, green light, and if you walk on the red light, the bullet comes out and takes you out. And now they have other games too.
I hope
but if you
so.
make it through the course, you get the bucks.
And this is what, Korean? North Korea or South Korea?
South Korea stuff.
Oh, okay.
But somebody made a Squid Game alarm clock that fires a dart at your head to wake you up. Here's what it sounds like. This is for real. Okay. That's what you want to wake up to. Today is also, it's another one of those days but today is officially National Stupid Day. Here's our big announcer.
Attention listener. Tomorrow is National Stop Making Up Days Day. Seriously. We need a break from food, animals, causes, and stupid crap, bro.
All right. And you know those little Debbie Christmas tree cakes? This holiday season, they're going to be a brand new ice cream flavor. Vanilla ice cream mixed with chunks of the 2-layer cake with red icing and green sprinkles swirled through it. And if Little Debbie doesn't do it for you, here's another one coming out also this Christmas.
If you're looking forward to Little Debbie's Christmas tree cakes, you're going to love their new Little Debbie Christmas tree ice cream. And if you love their ice cream, get ready for something a little different. Little Karen Christmas cakes, made with all white flour and vanilla. Little Karen cakes will have you screaming for more. But be careful, because they can be a little salty and sour and leave a bad taste in your mouth. Little Karen Christmas cakes. Buy some right now, or we will ask to talk to the manager.
Can I speak to your manager, please?
New from Privileged and Entitled Foods.
Well, I know Pete Buttigieg, and that's how he pronounces his name, Buttigieg, is back from leave, paternity leave. And a British CEO started I'm going to give him another leave he can leave on so he can continue to do nothing. A British CEO started a little bit of a debate when he asked people whether he should grant employees that adopt a new dog paternity leave. Basically, some time off to help the dog get acclimated. Not convinced yet? We'll check out this quick message from an advocate for paternity leave.
Have you been looking for a fun and easy way to skip out on work? Then do what I did. Adopt a bunch of dogs and get paternity leave. I've been off for months using these dogs as a legal loophole. I just adopt a new one every 2 weeks.
Hey, get off the couch.
and my employer can't fire me. If they try, I can sue, so it's a win-win. Hey, who did this? Who did the doo-doo on the rug? Was it him? Well, they're saying it was you. So visit my socials to find out how you can get paternity leave today. Who spilled the water bowl? Wait. That is not water.
You know, they ought to study dog poo and figure out what it is that makes the color of it stick to the carpet forever.
Oh, that sounds like a great federal grant.
You can scrub and scrub and scrub and scrub and scrub, and there's always a trace left. You can put the rug cleaner on it, it's a trace left. You can steam it, there's a trace left. You can't get it out all the way. And I'm talking about if you get to it minutes after it's put down. Okay. Well, we've heard all the headline news. What about the not headline news?
This is not headline news. Disney has delayed the release of Indiana Jones 5 for another year. At this rate, by the time it comes out, Harrison Ford will be older than whatever artifact he's chasing after. The star of Squid Game now has 15 million Instagram followers. But remember, a guy on TikTok who eats bananas has 50 million. Marvel delayed the release of its entire slate of movies, so fans of mysterious masked men on city streets will have to make do with Kanye. Excuse me, yay. Still getting used to that one. And today is National Chicken and Waffles Day. But now, since everything's a controversy, I'm sure next year, out of sensitivity to chickens, it will only be National Waffle Day. Enjoy it while you got it. This is not headline news.
Well, Washington State University football coach Nick Rolovich and 4 of his assistants were fired Monday for not complying with the vaccine mandates. CNN's John King revealed on Tuesday, these are things you need to know today. He revealed on Tuesday that he has multiple sclerosis during a segment of Inside Politics. Kanye West has legally changed his name to just Ye, as in the Bible. Ye of little faith.
All right.
I kid you not.
I really didn't need to know that.
It's officially changed. So now you'll think of Conway every time you see it.
No.
Legendary college basketball announcer Dick Vitale announced he's been diagnosed with lymphoma and will be undergoing 6 months of chemotherapy. In the words of Dick Vitale, you can do it, baby. You can pull through. Pete Carroll has confirmed that the Seahawks are in talks with Cam Newton. How did Russell Wilson get injured?
I have no clue.
He didn't play the last inning dressed out, so I assume he's injured somehow.
I didn't pay much attention to football. So
Megan Fox and Brian Austin Green's divorce now official. Food prices are said to be on their way up. Procter & Gamble has already warned about increases on the staples they provide. A Russian film director they just sent an actress and crew member to shoot a scene. They say that filming on Mars is the next objective. Well, just build yourself a little rocket ship and head on up there. We'll be interested in seeing the film. 7 months after Virginia Governor Ralph Norton contracted COVID, he's still having symptoms. Norton is the only governor that's also a doctor. Hopes to his experience might encourage the resistant to get the vaccine. He said, 7 months after getting COVID-19, I still can't smell or taste anything.
All right. Well, he's since had the vaccine, hasn't he?
I don't know. It didn't say.
Well,
Here's something. Sunday night on KREM TV in Spokane, Washington. They were doing the weather. Instead of a weather map, porn began streaming behind the forecaster on the green screen. Lasted around 13 seconds before they realized, oops. Yeah. We know somebody's not working when they're there. And Southwest scrapped the plan that would put unvaccinated workers with pending exemptions on unpaid leave after the December 8th deadline. They have seen the future, and now they plan to fix it. It's 8 o'clock. We'll see you on the backside of news.
Our temperatures are on the rise, all thanks to a high-pressure system over us. We are going to warm up today into the mid-70s and lower 80s. Overnight, temperatures will cool into the upper 40s and lower 50s, with highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s for tomorrow. It's going to be a little bit warmer out there, but we are tracking a cold front to move through. It's going to bring us showers by Friday, and our temperatures will fall back into the 70s for the weekend. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhill, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. As the supply chain crisis worsens with a record number of ships now languishing off the ports of L.A. and Long Beach, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says his state stands ready to help.
We have to make sure people can go Christmas shopping as normal. We have to make sure that all the necessities are there.
DeSantis saying that Florida has port facilities and would be willing to accept any vessels that could be rerouted there. Fewer police officers on duty in Chicago this morning. 21 officers placed on unpaid leave for refusing to disclose their COVID vaccination status to the city. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio set to announce a COVID vaccine mandate for all municipal workers, and that includes first responders. Unvaccinated employees will reportedly be placed on unpaid leave until they can show proof of vaccination. The White House defending the Biden policy of flying illegal aliens, many of them unaccompanied minors, from Texas to Florida and New York in the middle of the night.
We are talking about early flights, earlier than you might like to take a flight. It is our legal responsibility to safely care for unaccompanied children until they can be swiftly unified with a parent or a vetted sponsor.
White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki. Well, it looks like that modest bank account of yours is safe from the prying eyes of Big Brother, at least for now.
Bowing to an outcry from taxpayers, Senate Democrats are abandoning their proposal to have banks report any deposits or withdrawals of $600 or more to the IRS. The plan was universally condemned by average citizens and by banks themselves as too much government surveillance.
That's correspondent Keith Peters. Watching Wall Street this morning, stock futures in the red. Dow futures are down 28 points. NASDAQ futures off 7 points. The S&P futures 3.5 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Right now, people are home with their pets more often, and I think especially with the shedding, they're more cognizant of what's going on and that it's an actual issue.
Olive's got some skin issues. He gets really going and scratching.
Excessive shedding, a lot of just scratching and itching.
Jigging, scratching, and itching and biting. On top of that, he was starting to get black buildup in his ears.
DINOVITE.com.
I just heard the Dynovite commercial so many times that I said, you know what, I'll give it a shot. And I ordered it and tried it, and it worked.
We started Dynovite, and in our first stock, we noticed a difference, especially with the shedding.
Within 3 weeks, he's not scratching and itching, and he's an all-around happier dog.
We've got 4 dogs, all different ages, all different sizes, and they've all just responded really well to the Dynovite, and they all love it.
We will be using Dynovite for life.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
We order our Dynovite from Dynovite.com.
DINOVITE.com.
2 bombs attached to a bus carrying Syrian troops exploded in Damascus during today's morning rush. 14 people killed. Washington Post reporter Sarah Dadush is in the Syrian capital, spoke with the BBC.
These attacks don't usually happen in Damascus that often. This is the deadliest attack likely since 2017, when the Islamic State killed around 30 people in an attack on the Justice Palace. It happened at 6:45 a.m. Local time, which means the streets were probably busy with people going to work. And usually these kinds of attacks are usually carried out by the Islamic State. But what we did see is at least around 2 hours later, the government launched a pretty deadly attack on the north of Syria. They struck a market and killed, so far, at least 10 civilians, and there are dozens wounded. It's unclear if that was in retaliation for the attack.
10 people killed in government shelling of a town in the last rebel enclave in northwest Syria. News and analysis at townhall.com. Negotiations stretching into a fourth day, seeking the return of 17 members of an Ohio-based Christian missionary group kidnapped over the weekend by a criminal gang in Haiti.
That gang is demanding $1 million ransom per person. The kidnapped victims include 5 children whose ages range from 8 months to 15 years. But a top Haitian official says authorities are unclear whether the ransom amount includes those children. 16 of the abductees are Americans and 1 is a Canadian.
That's correspondent Andrew Stewart. House committee investigating the January unrest at the U.S. Capitol voting unanimously to hold former White House aide Steve Bannon in contempt of Congress. Bannon, who once worked in the Trump administration, although not at the time of the riot, defied a subpoena for documents as well as testimony. Former President Trump contends that the investigation is politically motivated. More on these stories at townhall.com.
We're proud to be working with our local businesses for the greatest comeback of all time.
Come together.
With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
War Dogs Army Surplus is Moore County's largest selection of Army surplus. They buy, sell, and trade Army surplus, and they'll match any legitimate offer from competitors with a price match guarantee. They'll match and beat any competitor's price by 10%. With the largest selection of vintage and modern gear and collectibles, War Dogs has everything you're looking for. Open Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. 675 Southwest Broad Street in Southern Pines. Or call 910-920-7749. That's 910-920-7749. War Dogs. We offer more and sell for less.
Are you frustrated with the high cost of your health insurance? Are you tired of paying high premiums and high deductibles? And have you ever wondered if there are any other healthcare plans available? Well, Deep River Insurance offers alternatives to the Affordable Care Act. These healthcare options could save you 30% or more. Enrollment is open year-round, and you can cancel your current plan anytime. These plans are available for small businesses, self-employed, families, and individuals. Our plans can be customized to meet your specific needs, so let us help you cut through the confusion. Call Deep River Insurance today at 910-948-3081 to see if this is right for you. Your health insurance doesn't have to cost more than your mortgage, so you owe it to yourself to at least check it out. 910-948-3081. Deep River Insurance, providing simple solutions for your peace of mind. 910-948-3081. Or visit our website at deepriverinsurance.com.
This is Chuck from Sunbelt Service Pros. Are you just not feeling it anymore with your AC service provider? Are you calling those guys because that's what you've always done, or because there's a sticker on the thermostat with an old phone number on it? How about this? Take a chance and you'll be thrilled to find that you're getting real value for your heating and cooling dollars. When you call Sunbelt Service Pros, you are dealing with a professional and reliable service provider. Our technicians are highly trained and certified and can quickly address any issues. Our customers find our technicians and office staff courteous, friendly, and professional throughout the whole process. We're doing something right here. You need to check us out, find out what you've been missing, and call us today. Sunbelt Service Pros at 910-944-2044 or go online to sunbeltservicepros.com.
Days are getting cooler, leaves are changing colors, and pumpkin lattes are beckoning us at every corner. It's fall, y'all, making it the perfect time to get ready for the holiday season. And Aberdeen Carpet has got you covered with the beautiful sale from Shaw. Spruce up your home and save up to $1,000 on select Shaw flooring now through November 15th. Whatever it is you're looking for, Shaw Floors has it. Hurry into Aberdeen Carpet today, located on Highway 5 in Aberdeen, near Habitat for Humanity. Open 9 to 4 Monday through Friday and 9 to 2 on Saturday. Visit us online at aberdeencarpet.com or call 910-944-6204 to schedule your free estimate.
NCN News, I'm Mike Riley. The federal government has given states an initial idea of the number of COVID vaccine doses for kids ages 5 to 11 they will receive based on their populations. A number of pediatric offices in North Carolina could be part of Wave 1 receiving doses in order to vaccinate children. Mid-County parent Randall Merticosia told WITN,
I have a daughter who's 10 years old, and I would try to get that vaccination as early as possible.
Republican legislative leaders have sent another budget bargaining offer to Governor Roy Cooper. The offices of Senate Leader Phil Berger and House Speaker Tim Moore said the joint proposal was taken to Cooper's office on Tuesday. It arrived 2 weeks after Cooper provided his counteroffer. Steve Bannon is one step closer to a criminal charge of contempt of Congress. The Trump administration's former chief strategist refuses to cooperate with a special House committee investigating the assault on the Capitol. The Trump ally was in close contact with then President Donald Trump before the January 6 attacks. CBS's Nicole Killian has more from Capitol Hill.
If Steve Bannon is found guilty and criminally charged, he could face a fine of up to $100,000 and jail time for up to a year.
When Queen Elizabeth cancels an engagement, it's big news all over.
Buckingham Palace says Queen Elizabeth has had to cancel a 2-day trip to Northern Ireland that was to have begun today after her doctors advised her to rest for a few days. No details provided, but aides describe her as being in good spirits.
That's CBS's Vicki Barker. The State Fair is always a huge attraction, but it isn't pulling in all the crowds this year. It was Senior Citizen Day. Jane Silva tells ABC 11.
We've been going through the food items. We've been watching your broadcast and checking out what we need to do today.
You're listening to NCN News.
The COVID pandemic unleashed a resurgence of opioid use in our state. These citizens need access to treatment. Finding a solution to close the health insurance coverage gap can give them a fresh start. Care for Carolina is committed to providing more insurance options and access to health care. Covering the uninsured means better health for all of us.
Go to care4carolina.com to find out more. That's care4carolina.com. Care for Carolina, expanding access, enhancing prosperity.
Science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM, is an important part of K-12 education in North Carolina, but not all schools are able to provide it. NC Green Power is a nonprofit promoting STEM education through its Solar Plus Schools grant program. Recipient schools receive an educational solar installation, a weather station, a STEM curriculum, and teacher training. Help North Carolina students by supporting Solar Plus Schools today. Visit ncgreenpower.org. Learn more and donate to benefit STEM education. ncgreenpower.org.
A North Carolina appeals court has ruled that a judge went too far by discouraging fellow black residents from avoiding jury duty and mentioning religious affiliations at the same time. Court of Appeals on Tuesday ordered a new trial for a man convicted in Guilford County. Federal workplace safety officials have cited 3 states over COVID-19 failures.
The Occupational Safety and Health Administration has moved to strip 3 states, Arizona, Utah, and South Carolina, of their authority to regulate workplace safety because they haven't done enough to offer workers COVID-19 protections. The action comes as the federal agency prepares a new rule mandating that companies with 100 or more workers require employees to be vaccinated or to submit to weekly COVID-19 testing.
With 2 more months to go in the year, the TSA has already detected a record number of firearms. The TSA says by October 3rd, 495 guns have been discovered in carry-on bags. That sets a 20-year record. With the holiday travel season around the corner, officials are reminding people to be prepared. One passenger told WBTV,
I think it's a great thing that people can have the right to choose to carry arms, but at the same time, they should make sure those people are licensed and of sound mind to carry it.
More questions this morning after a fiery crash in Texas where all 21 people on board made it out alive, most of them without even a scratch. It happened in Waller County just outside Houston.
Authorities say it rolled off the runway, through a fence, and across a road. A number of factors could have led to the crash, says former NTSB chairman Robert Sumwalt.
It could be that there was a warning light that came on in the cockpit right as the crew was preparing to take off, and they decided or elected to reject the takeoff.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
It's going to be a warmer one heading into the afternoon. Highs will top in the mid-70s and lower 80s. Expect a lot of sunshine, but tomorrow we're going to see increasing clouds. Early temperatures will be in the upper 40s and lower 50s. By the afternoon, we'll warm into the upper 70s. A lot of areas in the lower 80s. We are going to see a cold front arrive by Friday and bring showers back into the region. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Right now, here in the Sand Hills area, it's sunny and 54 degrees, humidity 78%, dew point 45, pressure is 3001, winds are west at 1. Solar radiation right now at 36 watts per square meter. It is 8:14. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Wednesday morning. Yesterday, the Southern Pines Police Department had launched its online incident reporting process on Citizens Connect, where the public can self-report non-emergency crimes, incidents such as property damage, lost property, credit card, ATM fraud, harassing phone calls, identity theft, and stolen property can now be reported from a smartphone, tablet, or computer with internet access. The process is simple to use and will provide the community with an immediate temporary case number. After a report is filed, citizens will receive follow-up communications from the police department within 72 hours, providing the citizens a status about their case. An easy-to-use link to Citizens Connect can be found on the Town of Southern Pines website, which is southernpines.net, under Flash News. An additional link is also available when navigating to the Southern Pines Police Department webpage under the Quick Links tab. The goal on online incident reporting in Citizens Connect is to allow citizens to report non-various emergency incidents where there is no immediate threat to the public. Meanwhile, the town of Aberdeen moved the playground equipment at Sharps Memorial Park to its new location. The Aberdeen Town Council, at its April 26 meeting, voted to relocate Sharp Park, which was a West Maple Avenue and Pine Street, due to safety concerns. The new location is next to the American Legion Post 72 at 211 and East Martin Main Street. Mayor Robbie Farrell said that at the April meeting that the drawback to the old site was that the nearby railroad tracks were a safety issue. Planners cited hazardous signs for railroad workers working with chemicals as a possible health issue for children playing in the park. Park and Recreation Director Adam Crocker said the Sharp Park playground reconfiguration plans include dealing with parking issues in wet areas. The new playground includes a new poured-in-place rubber resurfacing, which provides better accessibility to the equipment. Further amenities planned to be added to the site include a picnic shelter, shade trees, benches and trash bins, and a fence enclosing the park. The town will name the new site at a future date. The original Sharp Park property was donated to the town by the Sharp family and will remain open as a recreation green space. Looking for something to do today? Well, you can between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. It's all free, too. You stop in to view the Free Arts Council of Moore County's art exhibit called The Low Country Styles, and it will feature art by Evelyn Dempsey, Carol Azell Gilson, Jill Hooper, Mark Horton, Alan Nuft, Ron Anton Rock, and Patrick Webb. The exhibit is free and open to the public. It's located at 482 East Connecticut Avenue. That's your WEEB local news this morning from the Sand Hill Sentinel. And, of course, you can go online to sandhillsentinel.com for more information. It's 8:18. Sports is next, right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB.
The Morning Sports Report is brought to you by Hughes Supply of Pinehurst. With over 50 years' experience, Hughes Supply can handle all your plumbing project needs from start to finish. Call 910-295-5541 or visit them online at HughesSupplyPinehurst.com.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. The ALCS is tied at 2 games all after the Astros erupted for 7 runs in the 9th inning to come away with a 9-2 thumping of the Red Sox. It was a 2-2 game until Jason Castro's RBI single opened the floodgates.
I just fell on, my spot in the order to come up. So, glad I was able to push that across. And then to see what we did after that, that was, a nice swing of momentum for us.
Game 5 is at 5 this afternoon in Boston. The Dodgers were 5 outs away from falling into a 3-games-to-none hole in the NLCS until Cody Bellinger slammed a 3-run homer and Mookie Betts added a go-ahead double in 4-run 8th inning that sent L.A. past Atlanta 6-5.
All it takes is a hit or two, and then you get some energy, and then you forget, you forget about that you're down 0-2, and I think that's one of our strong suits is not worrying about what happened yesterday, focusing on right now.
Game 4 is at 8 o'clock tonight in Los Angeles. The future of the Yankees manager Aaron Boone has been resolved after he accepted a 3-year contract extension that includes an option for 2025. The NBA began the regular season last night with 2 games. The Milwaukee Bucks and Golden State Warriors opened with victories. Giannis Antetokounmpo poured in 32 points and grabbed 14 rebounds, along with 7 helpers, as the Bucks hammered Brooklyn 127-104. In LA, Steph Curry had a triple-double, 21 points, 10 boards, and 10 assists, as the Warriors topped the Lakers 121-114. The Hornets open the season tonight at home with a 7 o'clock tip with the Pacers in Charlotte. The Philadelphia 76ers have suspended guard Ben Simmons for their season opener after he declined to fully participate in practice since returning to the team. Simmons refused to play as a full participant at yesterday's workout a day after he lingered outside the team huddle and mostly stayed alone in the corner without talking to teammates. Captain Joel Embiid says he's tired of babysitting Simmons unless he wants to listen. This is NCN Sports.
If you want the nation's best auto insurer, look no further than North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Rated #1 in Crash Network's Insurer Report Card, we're the only insurer in the nation to receive an A+ rating from auto body shops in 2020 and 2021. Our philosophy is simple. Be fair, be quick, be the best. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
We really are worried that this Delta variant is going to find everyone who's not protected.
The fact that this is more infectious, causing worse outcomes, and spreading like wildfire in the United States, I don't believe this is a wait-and-see period. It's a time to really roll those sleeves up and get those shots.
There are more people dying this week than there was last week. Our rates of hospitalizations are going up. The people that are losing their lives are the people that are unvaccinated.
Visit myspot.nc.gov today. A message from NCDHHS.
The NFL is set to propose changes to the $1 billion concussion settlement after an outcry over test score adjustments known as race norming. The adjustments make it harder for retired black players to win dementia awards that average $500,000 or more. The proposed changes come after months of closed-door negotiations between the league and lawyers for thousands of retired players. The plan would remain secret until a federal judge reviews it, so it's not yet clear if players will be retested or simply rescored. About 70% of active players and more than 60% of living retirees are black. The Olympic flame arrived in Beijing amid calls for critics for a boycott of the Winter Games, which are set to be staged in February. The flame was received by Beijing's Communist Party Secretary Cao Qi. Beijing is the first city to be awarded hosting rights to both the Summer and Winter Games. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
Fast, fresh, and always great tasting, the Daily Combo Special from Honey Baked Ham for only $7.99. A terrific and tasty lunch sandwich from Honey Baked Ham, accompanied by a side and drink for only $7.99. Make it a Honey Baked Ham Day with their $7.99 combo.
Aaron Cooper here with Cooper Ford, your only locally owned Ford dealer in Moore County. All of us here at Cooper Ford are proud to announce we have been awarded the Elite President's Award by Ford Motor Company. Presented to only 10% of all dealers nationwide for excellence in both sales and service customer satisfaction. Treating others the way we want to be treated is how we do business here at Cooper Ford. Located in the heart of Moore County and only minutes from anywhere. So please come see us here in beautiful Carthage or visit us on the web at cooperford.net. And as always, working really hard to be your hometown dealer.
Does your security system have the most up-to-date features available today? At Gill Security, we offer the latest technology, including interactive services that allow you to remotely arm and disarm, control lights and thermostats, lock and unlock doors, interact with guests at your front door, and view live cameras. For a free security analysis of your current system, call Gill Security today at 433-2868 or visit us at gillsecurity.com. Gill Security, a Residio premier security dealer.
The Seven Lakes Wall of Honor will be unveiled on Saturday, November 13th. The black granite Wall of Honor will be etched with 250 military honorees. The dedication ceremony begins at 2 p.m. at the Seven Lakes Cemetery, located on McDougal Drive in Seven Lakes. The ceremony begins with an invocation, then is followed by a reading of the veterans' names inscribed on the Wall of Honor, and will conclude with a patriotic concert. This event will be free for our entire community. For more information about the day's events, pick up a copy of the August edition of Seven Lakes News or read it online at sevenlakesnews.com.
This is Chuck from Sunbelt Service Pros. Are you just not feeling it anymore with your AC service provider? Are you calling those guys because that's what you've always done, or because there's a sticker on the thermostat with an old phone number on it? How about this? Take a chance and you'll be thrilled to find that you're getting real value for your heating and cooling dollars. When you call Sunbelt Service Pros, you are dealing with a professional and reliable service provider. Our technicians are highly trained and certified and can quickly address any issues. Our customers find our technicians and office staff courteous, friendly, and professional throughout the whole process. We're doing something right here. You need to check us out. Find out what you've been missing and call us today. Sunbelt Service Pros at 910-944-2044 or go online to sunbeltservicepros.com.
Hey folks, Celeste here from Whispering Woods Golf Club. Come on out and see what all the buzz is about here at Whispering Woods Golf Club. We have some great rates going on until the end of November, so don't miss out on your opportunity to play Ellis Maple's one-of-a-kind gem here in the Sandhills. We are also offering our lifetime memberships. Come see me to see what we can do for you. Live the dream. Play affordable golf. We are also offering to our active and retired military memberships until the end of the year. $225 a month, unlimited, all-inclusive golf, or $800 if paid in full. So come on down to Whispering Woods Golf Club, located at 26 Sandpiper Drive, Whispering Pines, or give us a call at 910-949-4653. And don't forget, book it, Dano.
Jared Kirk and Amy McBride of the First Casualty Insurance Group in Southern Pines talk about the benefits of being an FCIG customer.
Our agency has been in business since 1984. We are an independent agency, which means that we have numerous carriers. Having multiple carriers benefits our customers because it offers them more options for their coverage and price.
One of the most asked questions we get from our clients is how much do they need to insure their home for? Many clients think they should insure their home based on tax value or what they could sell their home for. Neither is correct.
Insurance carriers want to insure your home for the replacement value. Replacement value is what it would take to rebuild your home back to its current state in the event of a complete loss.
First Casualty Insurance Group of Southern Pines. Call them today at 910-692-8303 or find them on the web at fcignc.com.
Moore County military veterans, listen up. We are losing our country for which you sacrificed so much. Our country is under attack by elites and the government class. These domestic enemies of our Constitution are destroying our country from within. You swore an oath to defend our Constitution against enemies, both foreign and domestic. That doesn't end with separation or retirement from the military. Honor your oath. Defend our Constitution using your First Amendment rights. Start by registering to vote. Then vote in village and town council elections happening now in Moore County. Vote early, 14 to 30 October or on Election Day, 2 November. To register to vote and learn more, visit the Moore County GOP headquarters on Mondays and Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Call 910-912-4290 for details. You can also visit Moore County GOP on Facebook or our website, mcrmc.club. We the people need you. Your country still needs you. Get back in the fight and vote.
Paid for by the Moore County Republican Party.
At Pool Automotive, being local and family-owned isn't just a title. It's the lifeblood of our business. The moment you walk into our Aberdeen showroom, you'll be treated like family. You see, we believe that all our guests deserve quality, reliable used vehicles, and we have the inventory and finance options to make it happen. When you buy a new vehicle, the second you drive it off the lot, it's already depreciated by thousands. Before you throw that money away, come to Pool Automotive and check out our huge selection of premium vehicles. We have high-quality, off-lease vehicles, most of which are one-owner cars with low mileage and remaining factory warranties. Something else we do to save you even more? We don't charge documentation fees. Yep, you heard us right. No doc fees here. Come in today. 500 South Sandhills Boulevard in Aberdeen, or call 910-637-0057 and experience the pool advantage.
The greatest comeback of all time is underway. Remember to shop local businesses. A reminder from Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
The Zumwalt Zone is proudly sponsored by Moore County Citizens for Freedom, always looking out for you.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. A few decades ago, before we had help from our little buddy, the GPS, I was in Italy on a business trip. No worries, I had charted out the route to the hotel. It's not like I was a rookie traveler. I had it all figured out. When I landed and got my rental car, I took off following my carefully laid out notes and a map. When I got to the first intersection, I was in a sea of cars going as fast as they could and then slamming on their brakes at random times. The intersection gave me 5 choices of where I could go. And of all things, everything was written in Italian. Can you imagine? Well, anyway, being in the middle of a sea of cars, all honking, didn't exactly lend itself to everyone stopping and letting me contemplate my route, so I picked a street and took off. I did that about 6 times until I was completely lost. In fact, I wasn't positive I was still in Italy. The way I finally got to where I was going is a long story, but involves a very kind old couple at a gas station and an irate Italian police officer. Actually, he was a pretty good guy, I guess. It wasn't his fault I didn't know that I was in the middle of a funeral procession, but that really is a story for another day. As for today, I guess my message is pretty simple. Be kind to each other. You never know what people are going through, and people are going through some really hard times right now. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. From the Zumwalt Zone.
Our temperatures are on the rise, all thanks to a high-pressure system over us. We are going to warm up today into the mid-70s and lower 80s. Overnight, temperatures will cool into the upper 40s and lower 50s, with highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s for tomorrow. It's going to be a little bit warmer out there, but we are tracking a cold front to move through. It's going to bring us showers by Friday, and our temperatures will fall back into the 70s for the weekend. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
What's today?
Today is Wednesday. Next Wednesday?
What are you talking about?
Dude, that's today.
Hey, which games are we playing here?
Oh, like the Hunger Games.
Squid Games! I love games. I'm great at games.
These boomers know all these games. Let the games begin.
What's with all the Squid Games talk?
Get to the show!
This is the show!
This is not a show.
Close enough.
It's showtime.
I stay out too late. Got nothing in my brain. That's what people say. That's what people say. I go on too many dates, but I can't make them stay. At least that's what people say. That's what people say. But I keep cruising, can't stop, won't stop moving. It's like I got this music.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan, Hour 2 on this Hump Day Wednesday. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Good morning, Moore County. Time once again to listen up, grab your apple fritter, grab your pot of coffee, pull up to the kitchen table, and stand by for some school board news.
Don't forget, we're being heard and seen around the world on a live video stream. That's available to you now at talk973.com or talk1041.com or WEEB990.com. Top middle of the page is where that link's located. In the upper right-hand corner is another link that says On the Air Listen Live. Click that and you're listening to our audio stream 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you can get it without going through our website. You can get the video by going to YouTube and put Mornings with the LeaderMan in the search, or fire up a streaming app and put WEEB in the search. So many ways to get here. All right, we did a little switcheroo on Tuesday and Wednesday, and that was between David and John. John usually has this slot, but David was out of town yesterday, so John came in, and now David's in for John, and I brought my fifth grade questions over from yesterday.
You can ask me any questions you want about Milwaukee this morning, because that's where I was. I was in Milwaukee yesterday for business.
Good. Did you go to the Potawatomi Casino?
No, I missed the Potawatomi Casino. I was going to pick up some cheese curds, though, and the people I visited said, oh, just buy them at the airport. They have tons of cheese curds. But then, look, I'm a connoisseur of cheese curds, and when I got to the airport, I realized those were tourist trap cheese curds. I mean, cubed cheese curds. Cheese curds are not cubed, right? So I did not fall for the tourist trap cheese curds in Milwaukee Airport.
All right, well, turn your way in today. You got to answer the following questions, which come from a standard fifth grade curriculum in the U.S. Answer 4 out of 5 correctly, or you, quote, ain't got the sense of a fifth grader. What is the fastest muscle in the human body? Is it the tongue, the eye, or the heart?
The fastest muscle.
Is this a family show?
I didn't know the eye was a muscle.
I didn't know the eye was that's an odd answer, right? That's odd enough. I think I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
It is the eye.
Right. Yeah. Who would have thought?
Who took my buzzer away? All right, number 2.
Well, you're getting the buzzer ready? Like you looked at number 2, it's like, better get ready with the buzzer.
In what city would you find the tallest building in the United States? Is it Chicago, Los Angeles, or New York City?
Oh, man, I lost track of all the tallest buildings.
I think it's Chicago.
Yeah, I think so, too. Sears building?
Yeah, it's some building in Chicago.
Uh-oh.
New York City.
Back in New York.
The new trade tower building.
That's the tallest in the country, the trade? I completely lost track.
It's like 110 stories. It's on up there.
Well, it's nothing in comparison to some of the others worldwide. So,
what country was the very first to start using paper money? Was it China, Greece, or Egypt?
Egypt had the papyri, whatever. I'll go with China.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's the oldest. Well, it's been around forever. So. What U.S. president was famous for creating 150 national forests, federal bird reserves, 5 national parks, and many other conservation programs? You know this without the answer.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah. And how many colors will you...
Didn't he get shot while giving a speech, and then he finished his speech?
Yes.
But is it like, he got shot and delivered the remaining 45 minutes of his speech, right? It wasn't like he finished the sentence. I think he finished like another 45 minutes or so and then went and got treated.
I'm not sure what the time frame was, but he completed entirely the speech.
I wonder if he supported safe spaces and whatnot and such nonsense.
Not likely.
And finally, what color will you find in a rainbow? How many colors will you find in a rainbow?
I already missed this one. So
I think it's infinite.
Is it 6, 7, or 8?
No,
None of those are infinite.
No.
No blending. No blending.
Well, you know, this sounds awful binary. What about a non-binary rainbow?
Well, we'll discriminate.
Infinite. I mean, we have infinite genders, right? I mean, last I was checked, it was like 65 or so genders.
Right.
Teddy Roosevelt did not have 65 genders. He would not have tolerated that. I'm going with 7. Bob, I'll go with 7.
Okay.
7 for 500, please.
Colonel going to agree with that.
I'm out. I got this one wrong, so I can't answer it.
It's 7. All right, you did good.
The 80%.
Now the floor is yours.
So I do have some breaking news. I was reading the Sand Hill Sentinel back a week and a half ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's just breaking because I'm just now mentioning it, but it actually, this breaking news happened. A few weeks ago, I don't know, a few months ago, I talked about Carol Haney and the car tax that they did. You know,
Right.
the Southern Pines City Council did a car tax a year or so ago to put in sidewalks in Southern Pines.
Right.
And I opined that my neighborhood and neighborhoods like it probably paid the vast majority of the car tax. And in my neighborhood, all the time, I see lots of people out walking. I see, during the day, work day, I see older people out, getting their exercise. In the evenings and weekends, I see young families. I see children on bikes. Not a sidewalk in sight. Not a sidewalk in sight yet. They take our money and they pay, they build sidewalks, right? Really, that's just a redistribution scam that they got up with their buddies. But I was reading the Sand Hills Sentinel a week and a half ago, and I saw, guess what the town of Southern Pines is now offering their residents?
I can't imagine.
Well, if you guessed forest bathing, you would be correct. Yes,
bathing.
Right here. Forest bathing now offered by the town of Southern Pines. Here's the exciting news. For the first time ever in the history of Southern Pines, for the first time ever, the town of Southern Pines Recreation and Parks Department has contracted to offer forest bathing as part of its fall offerings.
Isn't that like a swimming pool?
Forest bathing. So here's my question for Carol Haney and Mike Sonnier and their good friend Ann Peterson, who's running so she can join the little trifecta there. They have nothing else to spend their money on. Everything's done. No other priorities. We can contract with our fellow leftist buddies and office forest bathing.
Yeah, you can roll around in the ferns and feel in touch with Mother Nature.
What are they going to do? Get some of those big inflatable blue 500-gallon tanks and fill them with water or something, or what?
I'm trying to read the story, but it's like my
It's
phone's...
about bathing yourself in the I guess the spirit of the forest as you sit there and just listen.
Well, it says studies have shown us that forest bathing can lead to a wide variety of improvements in participants' mental health and wellness. Oh, I'm sorry, he didn't say mental health and wellness. Oh, looky here. A few of these effects include improvements in immune system functioning. I wonder if they're using COVID funding.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Increased immune system functioning, accelerated recovery from illness and surgery, improved sleep, lowered heart rate. These people are snake oil salesmen.
Yeah, they are.
And blood pressure, and improved mental health and stress reduction.
I thought they were talking about, getting a big pool out there and we were going to have all these naked people running around out in the forest.
So that's my question. So forest bathing, it's going to be offered October through February, first of all,
good.
at the Whitehall track. The Whitehall, that's that new that's that new $1 million dog park they bought off their buddy there from Reservoir Park, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so they're gonna justify the Whitehall track. It's like 200 acres, so they can go out there and strip down and do their forest bathing. I was concerned because when I first saw this, I thought, are they going to be naked?
Yeah.
Or people are going to go out to Weymouth Woods and run across these, 60-year-old former hippies, Carol Haney and Mike Sonnier and what's her name, Ann Peterson out there forest bathing naked.
Oh, God.
Anyway, as a resident of Southern Pines, I am offended that this is how they're using my tax money. And folks, if you live in Southern Pines, man, you got to go and vote this idiocracy out.
That's stupid.
Well,
Dumb.
here's what happens is the liberals in Southern Pines, they get their core buddies. 24% of Southern Pines are Democrat, and 100% of them will show up at the polls, and they know that. But what they rely on is they rely on these people like myself who live in communities away from the core, in number 9 or Mid-South, or maybe you live along Airport Road or Indiana headed towards 211. Folks, they count on you all not showing up, but they take your money and they funnel it to their buddies who teach these nonsense classes to their other buddies who show up for these nonsense classes. How about maintaining my streets? How about getting my garbage picked up on time? How about doing essential city services in a friendly, efficient, and cost-effective measure?
Yeah. It's a lot of the communities like you're describing, they're focused on other things and just kind of, there's kind of removed from downtown
they count on a lot of relocated people. It's not a lot of money. A $5 car tax on the overall scheme of things. What's it matter? Well, it matters because they aggregate our money and they funnel it to their buddies and they do political payback. Forest bathing, folks. We are paying for forest bathing. This is not Berkeley, California. This is not, whack it. Well, it is. I mean, you got the Southern Pines pilot, and their buddies, Southern
I wonder
Pines.
If they'll be out there. You think Nagy will be out there climbing a tree or something?
He's
squirrely enough. He ought to
I'm
be.
going to sign up just to see who signs up. It says bring a blanket, because Steve said there's snakes out there, right?
Oh, yeah. I used to walk a couple of miles out there every day, and I've seen all kinds of snakes, from vine snakes to water moccasins to copperheads.
Well, there's lots of snakes in the grass around here. So,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
Carol Haney and Mike Saunier and Ann Peterson are out there, there'll be 3 more snakes in the grass out in the Whitehall track.
Which brings up a great point that early voting is in effect. So get over there to the Ag Center and early vote.
Yep. Vote early, vote often is my motto.
Oh, be careful. That was a joke.
Oh, my
right?
gosh, joke. They're going to send the FBI right now, those public school advocates or whatever they call themselves, they got the FBI on speed dial. Oh, my God, Hensley just said.
Vote early and auto. Yeah, Simple Simon just fell out of his chair. I can't believe
Moore
you said
County's
that.
perpetual loser. That's his title. Anyway, maybe this upcoming election he'll win. Maybe. Okay, so let's talk about school. So we got about half the show left. So, we got to put things into perspective. We're making huge progress, and we've made huge progress, and we continue to make huge progress. A couple of things we've done. We've got a policy against implementing teaching CRT in our schools, or whatever they call it. We've got transparency on curriculum. That's a good one.
Yes, absolutely.
All of our curriculum's going to be online, so parents can go see what they're teaching in their schools. That's good. And there are lots and lots and lots of other things. Of course, we fight over the social issues. We are making great strides in transparency. And we've got another one coming up this week that I'm going to talk about. But what you see us fighting over is social stuff. For whatever reason, the incumbents are in love with Panorama. The incumbents are in love with the leftist stuff. The Panorama or the incumbents defend a lot of indefensible stuff. I mean, look at the way they vote. But notwithstanding that, we are making some needed reforms, and most of those reforms are in the area of transparency. And what we're doing tomorrow, notwithstanding what all the leftists are saying, all 12 of them in the county, notwithstanding what they're saying to distract people, what we're doing tomorrow is a huge step towards financial responsibility and transparency. In the past, what we're doing is we are going to redefine the budgeting process and the budget execution process, which the antagonists whatever, antagonists, they'll say, lost my readers here, getting old. Anyway, what they'll say is, you all need to get to the business of education and stop talking about this financial stuff. Well, financial stuff is one of the primary responsibilities of the board.
That's the basis for your education, you clowns.
Well, it is. Wise spending will make our money go further.
Yes.
And secondly, one of the primary responsibilities of any board is overseeing the finances. That's why any board, it doesn't matter, has a budget committee or a finance committee. And that is one of the most important functions. So what we're going to do is we're going to redefine our budgeting and execution. So let me tell you how the budgeting process, or at least my perception of what I've seen in Moore County schools, has worked. What historically they've called, we're going to do this year's budget. Well, what that process was, or what it was last year, is we're going to forecast X amount of money. We're going to forecast X amount of student enrollments. Do you all agree with that? Yeah, okay, I think that's reasonable. We have, 12,744 students. Sure, we can forecast. So we forecast our revenue. Then they say, well, we're going to have X amount. We're going to have $2.3 more million. How do you want to spend it?
Yeah,
that's what they call the budget process. Is we're going to get $2.5 more million is our forecast. How do you want us to spend it? That is a horrible way to do budgeting. How about, and in the past, no one's asked the question. Yeah. For 5 years, the previous board, no one's asked the question. They've always said, oh, well, let's get this, this, and this. No one has ever asked the question, how are we spending our existing money?
Right.
And let's look at that. So, of course, we ask, Levy and myself and Philip Holmes ask, hey, how are we spending our existing money? And the leftists go nuts. Oh, they hate education. They hate the children. They're poisoning kittens and drowning them, for fun on the weekends. We're doing none of the above. What we are doing is we are doing our fiduciary responsibility to ensure that every tax dollar that's earmarked for education is wisely spent. And I'm here to tell you it isn't. And anyone who wants to say, yes, Moore County Schools spends all their money wisely, I will be happy to meet those people anytime, anywhere, and I will come up with examples that they'll have to defend.
Well, the sad thing is, the people you're talking about don't even know how the money is spent, because that is not a transparent aspect of our budget.
Correct. Colonel, that's absolutely correct. The people who are defending the existing budget process can't tell you how the existing board members cannot tell you how the money's spent, because they don't know either. You know why? Because they've never asked the question.
Never asked it.
Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple things, I think. And this is what, we've had a couple preliminary meetings. I missed the last one because an unexpected business issue came up that I had to take care of. But I was in the meeting before with the budget committee, where we really set the template. Then I had a couple follow-up meetings, to discuss some things. But here's the plan as I understand it. We are going to come up with, the financials. Let me back up a bit. The financials for Moore County Schools are 100% designed, developed for bureaucrats. They are designed to answer two questions. Are you accounting for all of your money, and are you spending it in accordance with the law? That's it. They got all these funds and this fund and that fund and this fund code and this object code, and it doesn't make any sense to the layman. It's strictly to report to the bureaucrats in Raleigh, we are spending our money, and we are spending our money in accordance with the law. They don't care how we're spending it.
Right.
They don't care if it's wasted. They don't care if it's spent wisely. Just the point is, you're doing your budget execution and you're staying in your lane. That's it. So that's not good enough. That's not what the public deserves, right? That's what the bureaucrats in Raleigh deserve. What the people in Moore County deserve, and what we're going to deliver are financials, school by school financials, that track by fund code, right? That not by fund code, but by function. So they're gonna look like financials that Apple produces, or McDonald's produces, or Quantico Tactical. They're gonna look like financials that every member of the public can know and understand, and they're gonna be broken down school by school. So, for example, we're gonna have school by school, how much do we spend on principals? That's going to be a line item. How much do we spend on assistant principals? How much do we spend on teachers? How much do we spend on janitorial staff? How much do we spend on transportation? How much do we spend on psychologists? How much do we spend on nurses? How much do we spend on paper? How much do we spend on food service workers? How much do we spend on food? We're going to have line items, functional line items on how we spend our money. That's going to be broken down by school, and then it's going to be totaled for the school district. So, for example, you will be able to answer you'll be able to look at it. The entire public will be able to, when we're fit. And by the way, this is not going to happen overnight. This is probably a 6 to maybe 9 month implementation.
Certainly.
It takes time. We have the data, and that's what I worked on. I worked on, okay, here's kind of what they need to look like, and can we get the data out of our system? And Mr. Cox, the finance guy, sharp guy, he got his team, and they got 80% there just with some tools they had on hand. I was really happy with that. But once these are finished, anyone who knows anything about financials or has ever taken an accounting class and we're going to publish these. You're going to be able to go and say, what's the cost of educating a student at High Falls Elementary versus educating a child at Aberdeen Elementary? Yep. You'll be able to answer the question, how much does it cost to serve a meal in Moore County schools? Yes. Or how much does it cost to serve a meal in New Century versus the district-wide average? Right. So you'll be able to compare, you'll be able to pull out different functions and compare school by school and compare it to the Moore County school system norm. Right. That is awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of people say, "Oh, you can't. How are you going to do it? You can't." Yes, you can. Once you know what your salaries are, your operations, your maintenance, all those things, and then how many students you have in that school, simple math.
Right.
And you'll know what that kid cost you in that school.
There is something that strikes me. Forever, ask a simple question. How much does it cost to educate a child at North Moore High versus Pinecrest? No one can answer that. And It's like, what do you mean you can't answer that? And then when I was doing new guy school board training, I said, I want to look into a bunch of stuff, right? And, I heard such as, and I was just, making stuff, thinking of stuff off the top of my head. And I said, well, I'd like to know how much it costs to serve each meal in Moore County schools. This is back when they were putting them on buses.
Right.
And, they put like 10 meals on a bus and they drive a bus around that gets like 8 gallons to the mile, right? They're like driving a tank around and M1 around delivering meals. I want to know how much could we contract it out to like Pinehurst Resorts and let them deliver a 5-star meal out of, the 1895 restaurant. Anyway, so I asked the question, so how much does it cost to serve a meal in Moore County schools? I want to know, is it $1.50 or $20 a meal?
Right.
The superintendent's answer was, it's paid for by the federal government.
What a clown.
Well, the point is, that's not what I asked. I don't care who pays for it. I don't care whether I personally pay for it, my county tax dollars pay for it, the federal government pays for it, or Mickey Mouse pays for it. I want to know, how much does it cost to serve a meal in Moore County schools, and does it make sense? But the fact that nobody wants to answer that question, what's that tell you? They don't want me to know the answer, right? Yeah. So anyway, we're going to be working on this. Tomorrow is a work session, and it's going to be great. And they've got some other things they're going to talk about, but I am really, really, really excited to transparently, and what we're going to do is, that's also going to be the framework. We're going to do a zero-based budget. We're going to hand an empty template out to every school, every cost center, and say, fill in the amounts. And then we're going to say, oh, okay, and we'll adjust them. Then we're going to track budget execution throughout the year. So monthly, probably quarterly, you'll pull up the budget amount, and then you'll see the execution amounts, and then you'll see the delta. So we're going to run Moore County schools financially. We're going to be financially responsible. We're going to be transparent in our financials, and the entire public will be able to go look at the financials and answer questions questions
Right.
themselves.
And you'll find out where you can save some money, where you need to spend focus money,
Spend more money.
et cetera, et cetera.
You'll see where one school's way out of line. There may be a valid answer, but at
Sure.
least you've identified it and you've asked the question.
Exactly.
So the left is attacking me on, oh, Hensley's financial. He wants to destroy. No, I do not. I want to be transparent, and I want to implement industry standard normals.
All right, not a second of that half hour went to waste. So it goes. I couldn't get in there. Nobody took a breath for this Wednesday. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow for a Thumping Thursday. Be sure to support our advertisers and tell them WEEB asked you to come, because that will help us. And don't forget also that millions of Americans have fought and they have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams and the LeaderMan, and Nick and Colt the dog. We'll all see you at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the Sunny Dog Park. Can you all hear me at the seminar? Hang on. Hang on. Oh, God, I had to get back to my... Where was that? Oh, God. God damn it, how to get back to my goddamn screen.
What seminar are you doing?
That's what I need right there.
Broadcasting seminar, some investing seminar?
It's a copywriting seminar. I'll get rid of that right there. Okay. There we go.
So much success over so many years in the business. So with that, welcome Don.
Well, thanks, Trip, and thanks for all of you for joining us, and we hope to do some more of these. We also like to welcome Dave Lippard to our staff. Dave is now the affiliates manager, director of affiliate relations for the North Carolina News Network. Let's talk before we get into copywriting, let's talk just a little bit about what a network is supposed to be. A network is supposed to have as its purpose to do things that the local stations cannot do on their own due to limitations of staff or something of this nature. And so that's the reason for a network to begin with. And one of the things that we're working on and we'll probably be introducing around the first of the year is a new lineup of programming features that I think are more in line with what today's stations need. We're going to have a lot more morning show materials, a lot more emphasis on morning shows and morning time period, because this is probably the key time for most of our affiliates to build relationships in their local communities. Radio is local, and we want to help you be even more local. Local would include not only your local community, but also the state of North Carolina. So a lot of the things we will have to do with things in North Carolina, but also we're going to try to make the affiliates have the option of incorporating this material in your morning show so that it sounds like it's coming from your studio, not from the network. These new features will not necessarily have an opening and closing as we have had in the past, but rather will give you the option to incorporate them in your morning show and give the listener a sound that it's a part of your morning show team. So that's what we're working on, and we'll probably have more details of this later in November, maybe early December, and then we hope to begin a lot of this beginning in December. We're also going to add some more long-form weekend programming. All of this, of course, will be optional. Every bit of it will be up to the local station to decide when and how much of this material they're going to use. Today we want to focus on copy, and